When people look at me, I know exactly what they see. An old man, quiet, moving a little slower than he used to, hands a little more weathered, steps a little more careful. They smile at me with that particular kind of softness, the kind people reserve for someone they feel sorry for, but don't quite know how to say it. A smile that carries pity dressed up as warmth. And for a long time, I let that get to me. I would lie awake some nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if maybe they were right. Maybe the life I had quietly built for myself in these final years wasn't enough. Maybe the stillness I had come to love was actually just emptiness I hadn't admitted to yet. But here's the truth they couldn't see. Behind that front door, inside that house they called too big, too quiet, too empty, I had finally, slowly, painfully, beautifully, found something I didn't even know I had lost. Myself, the real me, not the husband, not the father, not the man performing contentment for other people's comfort, just me. And it took one of the biggest mistakes of my life to show me just how rare and precious that peace truly was. My name is Raymond Sinclair. I am old enough to have buried people I love deeply, old enough to have held a hand as it went cold and learned how to keep walking after. Old enough to know that time does not wait for your grief to finish before it moves on. I have lived through losses that reshaped me completely, losses that left rooms in my heart that will never be filled again, and I made my peace with that, slowly, quietly, on my own terms. And I had found my rhythm, my mornings, my routines, the small sacred rituals that made each day feel like mine. I wasn't jumping for joy. I want to be honest about that. But I was steady. I had something that most people spend their whole lives chasing and never quite catching. I had peace. But the world is uncomfortable with a man like me. The world sees an old man alone and immediately assumes something has gone wrong, that something needs to be fixed, that somebody needs to step in and save him from his own silence. And the people who loved me, God bless them, they meant well, they truly did. But sometimes love without understanding can push you right off the edge of something good, straight into something that breaks you quietly, from the inside out. And that is exactly what happened to me. What I'm about to tell you isn't easy, but it's honest. And at my age, honesty is the only thing I have left worth giving. It started with my daughter. She is a wonderful woman. Raised her right, watched her grow into someone strong and caring, and I am proud of her every single day. But she has always been a fixer. She cannot see something she loves sitting still without wanting to do something about it. So every Sunday when she would come over for dinner, she would look at me with those worried eyes, scanning the house, scanning my face, like she was checking for damage. Dad, you're isolating yourself. Dad, you can't just sit in that workshop forever. Dad, you need people around you. I would nod, I would smile, I would tell her I was fine, and I was. But she didn't believe me. She believed what she feared more than what I told her. Then came the neighbor, a well-meaning woman who cornered me one afternoon while I was getting my mail, the way well-meaning people always seem to find you at the most inconvenient moments. She told me about a woman she knew, a friend of a friend, lively, warm, full of energy. She said we would be perfect together. She said it the way people say things when they've already decided the outcome and are just waiting for you to catch up. I said no at first, politely, the way I was raised. But the pressure didn't stop. It never stops. It just changes shape. It comes from different mouths wearing different smiles, and slowly, it starts to sound less like other people's opinion and more like your own doubt. You start to look at your quiet mornings and wonder if they're actually lonely. You start to look at your peaceful evenings and wonder if they're actually sad. When enough people tell you that something is wrong with the way you're living, you start to believe them, even when every part of you knows better. So I agreed. I met her for coffee. Her name was Margaret. She was bright, well-dressed, had a laugh that arrived before she did. And I'll be honest with you, in those first moments it was nice. It genuinely was. For the first time in a long while I felt seen, not as a widower, not as someone to worry about, just as a man sitting across from a woman, having a real conversation. It felt harmless. It felt like maybe, just maybe, everyone else had been right and I had been the one who was wrong. We had a second meeting, then a third, and by the time I realized what was truly happening, what I was slowly giving away without even noticing, it was already too late to walk away without it costing me something. Because what I didn't understand then, that I understand now with every bone in this tired old body, peace, once disturbed, does not return easily. It didn't fall apart all at once. That's the thing nobody tells you. It doesn't collapse dramatically. It erodes, quietly, slowly, the way water wears down stone, not with force, but with patience. And by the time you finally see the damage, the shape of everything you built has already changed. It started with small things, my mornings, those sacred, untouchable mornings that had kept me sane and grounded, began to disappear. Where I once woke to silence and moved through my own gentle rhythm, there was now noise, opinions, plans already made before I'd finished my first cup of coffee. Margaret was an early riser too, but her mornings were loud. The radio, the chatter, a running commentary on things I hadn't asked to think about yet. And I would sit there holding my mug, nodding slowly, feeling something inside me tighten like a fist. Then came the phone. Before Margaret, my phone sat quietly on the counter, a tool, nothing more. But suddenly it became something I carried everywhere, even into the workshop. Because if I didn't reply quickly enough, the worry would start. The calls would follow. Are you all right? Did I do something wrong? You've gone quiet. And I would set down whatever I was working on, whatever piece of calm I had managed to find, and tend to the anxiety that wasn't even mine to begin with. My workshop, the one place that had never failed me, started to feel like an escape rather than a joy. And there is a painful difference between the two. Then she started changing things in the house. Small things at first. A cushion here, a decoration there. But then my armchair, the one that had held the shape of me for years, the one that knew every ache in my back, was called an eyesore. It needed to go, she said. The house needed freshening up, she said. And I stood there looking at that chair like I was looking at the last familiar thing in a room that no longer felt like mine. That was the moment something cracked open inside me. I looked around at what my home had become. I looked at my days, the exhaustion, the financial worry, the constant low hum of anxiety that had replaced the quiet I once treasured. And I saw it clearly for the first time. I had not gained a companion. I had lost myself. Piece by piece, compromise by compromise, yes by reluctant yes, I had handed myself away, trying to be what everyone else needed me to be. And the most heartbreaking part? Margaret didn't love who I actually was. She loved the idea of me. She loved having someone there. But my silence made her nervous. My stillness made her restless. And a man who cannot be still in his own home is a man who is no longer truly living in it. I ended it on a Tuesday morning. No big argument, no dramatic scene, just a quiet conversation at the kitchen table. The same table where I had eaten alone for years and never once felt ashamed of it. I told her gently. I told her honestly. And when she left, when I heard her car pull out of the driveway for the last time, I stood at the window and watched until it disappeared completely. Then I turned around, and the silence came back. Not the heavy, grief-soaked silence I had known when I lost my wife. This was different. This was the silence of a man returning to himself after a long and exhausting journey. It settled over the house like the first cool breath after a fever breaks. I walked to my chair, my old, worn, faithful chair, and I sat down slowly, and I just breathed. No phone buzzing, no radio blaring, no plans being made for a day I hadn't agreed to live yet. Just me, just the light coming through the window, just the sound of my own heartbeat reminding me that I was still here, still mine. I wept that morning. I want to be honest about that. Not from sadness, not from regret, but from the sheer overwhelming relief of being returned to myself, of finally being home again, not just in the house, but inside my own life. That was some years ago now, and I have not looked back once. My mornings belong to me again. My workshop is my cathedral. My silence is not emptiness. It is fullness of a kind that the world rarely stops rushing long enough to understand. I have my books. I have my projects. I have the slow, unhurried rhythm of days that ask nothing of me except that I live them honestly. Do I get lonely sometimes? Yes. I won't pretend otherwise. There are evenings when the light fades a certain way and the house feels very still, and I feel the weight of all the years behind me. There are moments when I see something beautiful and wish there was someone beside me to see it too. But I let those moments pass, because I know what I know now. Loneliness passes, but losing yourself, that takes so much longer to come back from. So if you are out there, older, alone, feeling the pressure of a world that keeps telling you that you are not enough as you are, I want you to hear this from someone who learned it the hard way. You are not broken. You are not incomplete. You are not a problem waiting to be solved. Your peace is not a consolation prize. It is the greatest gift these final years can offer you. Guard it, protect it, choose it, every single morning, without apology. And if this story touched something deep inside you, If it felt like words you needed to hear today, please share it, like it, follow along. Because there are so many of us out here quietly living with wisdom, the world isn't ready to sit still long enough to hear, and we deserve to be heard.